accommodate an average-sized fire truck. The fairing, made up of two halves, will separate and jettison away from the vehicle,
Stage 1
exposing the
RP1 load is
payload
complete.
once Falcon 9 reaches space. Both of the fairing halves supporting today's mission are flight-proven and are flying for their second time. Once jettisoned, those fairing halves will fall back to Earth and splash down in the Atlantic Ocean, where they will be recovered by our fairing recovery ship, Doug. The second stage is powered by a single Merlin vacuum engine, or MVAC engine, which is optimized to perform in the vacuum of space. After stage separation, the MVAC engine will ignite and carry the payload to its final orbit. The second stage is connected to Falcon 9's first stage by the black composite inner stage, which houses the MVAC engine and the system that decouples the two stages during stage separation. Below that is the first stage, which is powered by 9 Merlin engines. These 9 Merlin engines provide the initial thrust to lift Falcon 9 off the ground through the lower, thicker part of the atmosphere. There are 8 engines arranged around one center engine and are collectively held in place by a structure called the octaweb. Each of these Merlin 1D engines delivers about 190,000 pounds of thrust at sea level, which gives Falcon 9 a combined 1.7 million pounds of thrust. Shortly after liftoff, the two stages of Falcon will separate. Stage 2 will continue to take the payload to its desired orbit, and Stage 1...
Falcon 9 tanks are pressing for strongback retract.
And Stage 1, which is also known as the booster, will return to Earth for recovery and reuse on a future mission using a combination of the Merlin sea level engines and the 4 titanium grid fins that are located near the top of the booster, which will guide the vehicle during its re-entry and landing. The Falcon 9 first stage is also equipped with 4 landing legs that deploy just before landing and allow for vertical touchdown on a drone ship or a landing
Strongback
pad.
retract has started.
We just heard that the strongback is beginning to retract. So at liftoff, the transport director will retract in order to clear the way for Falcon 9's ascent. And to prepare for that retraction, we'll see the clamps open around the second stage, and the TE will pull away in just a little bit from the rocket. So those are the clamp arms pulling away from the rocket, and then the strongback will begin to pull away from the vehicle. So at this point in the countdown, both the first and second stages are almost fully loaded with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. The first stage and second stage should finish loading propellant about a minute apart from each other. The first stage finishing up at T-minus 3 minutes in a few seconds from now, and the second stage at T-minus 2 minutes. The white clouds you see around the vehicle are formed as the chilled gas above the LOX tank liquid surface vents overboard to maintain pressure in the tank as needed. And when the gas comes out into the warmer Floridian air, it condenses the water in the air and forms those clouds that you are seeing on your screen. After the second stage is fully loaded, we will come up on...
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
So we just heard the call out for Stage 1 LOX load completion, and Stage 2, we will be hearing the call out for that one in just a little bit. And at T-minus 60 seconds, Falcon 9 will be in startup, and that means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers will have taken over the launch countdown. And after that, just inside of T-minus 2 seconds, we will light the Merlin 1D engines for liftoff.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
And we just heard a good call out there. The payload continues to be healthy, and the Falcon 9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. So at T-minus 1 minute and 45 seconds to liftoff, let's listen in as we hear the series of callouts that lead up to launch.
and goes, close oats.
That white cloud from venting the TE LOX line is completely normal.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Good callouts and indicating that Falcon 9 is now operating on its internal flight computers.
Go for launch.
So at T-minus 42 seconds, all systems are go for the launch of today's mission. Let's sit back and watch.
T-minus 30 seconds. -15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Engines full power and liftoff. Go SpaceX, go Falcon, go RRT-1.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. During ascent, we tilt or gimbal the engines, and that turns the rocket horizontally in a maneuver known as a gravity turn. We're still going up, but now we're also heading horizontally away from the launch pad. Moments ago, we throttled
Power and telemetry nominal.
Good call out there. Moments ago, we throttled the